Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Manpreet and welcome to the family. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications too. In this video, I'm going to be talking about self-discovery. To me, self-discovery is really important because it's just a way for me to check in with everything that I'm doing in my life. It helps me realize where I stand right now, and I just like to reflect on everything that's happened in terms of my mentality, my personal growth, and just general things that have been on my mind. And it also helps me decide on the best steps to take next. I always like to keep my journal entries as authentic and real as possible. So if I'm not having a good day, I will make sure that that is clear in my journal, because it's important for me to look back on how I dealt with not having a good day and how I can improve the way that I deal with these days. But I also think that when we start talking about things that, maybe aren't so great, we can go into a bit of a spiral of negativity. And what journaling does for me is it slows down the process of thinking, because we can think a lot quicker than we can write, obviously. So when we're writing it down, we can actually look at what we're writing and we give our mind an opportunity to make the shift from something negative to something positive. So I just think that's always a reminder that I want to give when it comes to journaling. We want to make sure that we're growing and we're learning from it for our own self-development. Obviously, it's completely fine if you have a bad day and journaling is how you deal with it, but I think it's really important to kind of put a positive twist on the end of your entries to make sure you're improving your mentality and you are changing your mindset in a more positive way, in the way that you want to, rather than being stuck in that same way of thinking. So I have a few prompts that will be really useful in terms of self-discovery and learning more about yourself. You can either answer all of these questions in one go, which I've done before, or you can spend half an hour answering one question. It really depends on what you're feeling. Usually when I'm feeling quite clear in my head, I can delve in deeper to my emotions, how I'm feeling, and my mentality at that point. And I like to create a comfortable space where there's some candles, some tea or water, and make sure that there's no distractions so I can fully commit to everything going on in my head. But there are also other times when I'm quite foggy and I just need to answer one of the questions to get a little bit more clarity of what's going on in my head before I go to sleep or something. So it really depends on how you're feeling and what's going on in your life and how much time you have to dedicate to this, so you can take this however you want. Okay, so let's jump into the questions. The first one is, what am I proud of? And this one's quite simple. It just allows you to focus on all of the good things that have happened recently. When I can notice all of the good things that have happened during my day, I've definitely experienced a more mindful day. However, there have also been times when I found it really difficult to think of anything that I've been proud of, and it just goes to show that I've not really had a mindful day that day. So it's just like another reminder to help me be more mindful every single day. For example, I may have drank 2 liters of water in one day, but if I've had a bad day overall and I've been very distracted and busy, I might forget about those 2 liters of water, and to me that's a win. That's something good, that's something to be proud of. If I've not been mindful of all of the activities that I've done during the day, I can forget about the small wins. Then I need to continue to practice more mindfulness, and answering these questions is a really good way for me to learn how mindful I've been throughout the day. The next one is, what do I think about or worry about the most? We spend a lot of time thinking. We think for the entire day and even during our sleep. So we want to know how much time we're actually spending worrying or feeling anxious about certain things in our lives. And again, this kind of links with being mindful. You want to be mindful and aware of all of the thoughts that you have, so then they can become the thoughts that you want to have. The next one is, where do I spend most of my time? This could be at work, your commute to and from work, it could be at home, it could be on Instagram, it could be in bed. Whatever it is, just take some time to again reflect on where you spend most of your time. Are you spending that time on something for yourself? Are you spending that time on something that is going to benefit you, or is it wasting away? So learn about where your time is being spent and just acknowledge if you're actually happy with that or you're not. And this just gives you a better insight on your day and your life, because sometimes we might not realize how much time we're wasting doing things that we don't want to do, and sometimes we have things that are not in our control. For example, if you spend about half an hour going to and from work, just recognize how you're using that time. Are you listening to audiobooks and podcasts, or are you just sitting and having road rage? The next one one is, what is your happiest memory? For this, you should write down the first thing that comes into your head. When I answered this question, I actually found it quite difficult to be honest with myself, because the first thing that would pop into my head is a memory that I had with my friends at university, and I would stop myself from writing that down and say, no, your wedding should be your happiest memory, or it should be something more recent or something really valuable from your childhood, when that's not the case. And I found it really interesting because I'm giving into my own expectations of what I think is a happy memory. So yeah, this question definitely helped me discover so many things about myself. Next one is, what does success mean to you? This is just a nice one to know where you stand in terms of being successful. The next one is, how have you become more like yourself today? I love this one because I feel like society and other people in our lives have kind of taken away our own authenticity that we're born with. So recognizing the little things that you do in the day that make you feel more like yourself is a good way to continue to be more authentic and the true version of yourself. Next one is, what do you need more in your life and what do you need less of? I feel like this helps take away any distractions that are stopping you from achieving your goals and becoming your true self, adding guidance and support to push you in your desired direction. Number 8 is, what limiting beliefs are holding you back? A limiting belief is something that makes you doubt your own power and your own ability. We all have them, and we just need to start to notice them and redirect them. A really common one is when people and myself say that I'm not good enough. We are all good enough. We are all as good as the best, but it's these limiting beliefs that stop us from being that way. So once we start to recognize these limiting beliefs, we can redirect them to serve us instead of stopping us from becoming our true self. And number 9 is, how do I talk to myself during the day? Recognize how you talk to yourself. Is it positive or is it negative? And also recognize what triggers those thoughts. What makes you speak positively towards yourself? Is it your friends? Is it your family? Is it the books that you read? And then notice what makes you speak negatively to yourself. Is it your family? Is it your friends? Is it the books that you read? Anything around you could trigger a positive thought, or it could trigger a negative thought. Once you become aware of these things, you can either filter them out of your life or add some more into your life. And again, this will just help you redirect the negative thoughts into positive thoughts. And the last one is, what would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? I love this question because you can actually just go wild. Imagine there was no limit on life. What would you do? And feel free to share these in the comments below if you like. In my opinion, there's no such thing as failure, only a valuable life lesson. The more you spend learning about yourself with these questions to guide you, the more you can start to improve your life as well. I hope these were helpful, and I hope you have a beautiful day today. You can always reach out to me on Instagram or leave a comment down below if you want a little bit more guidance or just some more support on the tips that I've shared. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you, and I will see you next time. Bye.